And really, I'm happy the welcome has been done. But it's good to see different things. Certainly the organizer, Brother Angel Diego, who is the director of the Secretariat of Solidarity. But we have also the assistant director, Brother Faki. Where are you? Brother Faki, as you know, he was the one in charge of the CMI, the International Volunteer, etc. But since January, we put together Solidarity with voluntary and all the work of CMI. Then he became the assistant director. And the next, Diego Zawaski, where are you? Diego from Colombia, he's the new one that will start from September, but he came already in June. Welcome, Diego. And he will work with Angel Diego as the team for that. Then, even this assembly probably will help how to better connect then also with this, all the volunteers and all that. Because in many provinces is where you have that way. We thought even here we need to put together. The brother of the council who is in charge of that secretariat as a link is Brother Ken McDonald. You know, Brother Ken, thank you, Ken, for all the support you are doing. And as Angel Diego said, the whole council, we are this week here. It's a coincidence. In June, normally we are here. Then here is Ben, Oscar, thank you. The others will be at least at moments of meals or the mass or probably sometimes in the assembly. Then this is a good moment to see you. Me, I will leave on Wednesday to Central America because the chapter will be in Guatemala soon, before I go 2 days to El Salvador, because it's the centenary of El Salvador. The provincial invited me to. That's the reason they put me the first day here, because from here I go to finish my meetings, and Wednesday I go. But you continue well, feel at home in this house. But I want to connect a little bit. Please stand up those who come from Oceania, from Star of the Sea province, which is bigger than Oceania now. Okay. Very good. We have here the Vice Provincial, then good for that. Those who come from Asia, stand up, please. Very good. Welcome, good. Those who come from Africa. Good. Good. Those who come from Arco Norte, America, Arco Norte, the north part of Americas. Good. We have here the provincial of the United States, Brother Dan. Good. Welcome. Good to have a provincial in our assembly. It's important. The America Sul. Okay. Very good. And those from Europe, the closest part of this, from Europe. Very good. Very good. And what is the committee that is organizing this assembly? Please stand up. The committee, I want to see you, because I saw the list, but I want to see you in presence. Okay. We have Andrea, who is the director of FNSI, which is also very linked with Solidarity. We want more and more to connect Solidarity in the mission with education and evangelization. We have here Pepe Sánchez, who is the director of education and evangelization, and Brother Niño, who is the assistant director. Because more and more we need to connect all that as an institute. But it's nice to see the 5 continents present here. Really the global family that we are. And it's good and welcome, really. Some of you, I suppose at this moment is the moment to be sleeping. If I come from Mexico, it's my time to be sleeping, and you are here. Good for that. Try to have a good siesta. Those who come from the other part, same. Then probably in 2-3 days, adapt that, and well, enjoy the week, right? Some key ideas I will share. First is the title of the assembly. It's interesting, no? L'Hermitage, Cradle of Solidarity. And it's true. We were born in La Bala. La Bala, the photo is at the back of this. And Champaña started. And as you know from the beginning, he said, there are many needs. He was a vicar in the parish, and looking in that part, especially the young people. And he said, yes, we need to give something to these young people. And then he started by trying to put an energy, especially in those more needed, the most vulnerable. No? Then all this was more, how we say, consolidated at the moment of the Hermitage. And for that, well, some ideas. The first thing, what you do in your province, and I'm sure you are representing a big group. Sometimes I see a group in a province, they gather for solidarity. It's a big group working in many ways. I know you are representing others here. And it's very important because you will be a voice of your province. And also what you will listen of the Institute is good when you go back again, no? And all the areas, no? The solidarity, the ecology, very important. All the rights of the children in different ways, as you know, we are trying to do. All the different NGOs, as we have FMSI, but many others as well. And all the volunteers, also very important. More and more we are having that, and it's a blessing to have all that. No? How can we more and more better connect everything? But I can start telling you, first of all, thank you for this service you are doing. It's not an easy issue, this aspect of solidarity, especially in some parts where it seems people is not very happy doing that. They want to do something more traditional or different. And when you are trying and saying, hey, listen, this is a call of the chapter for many years. And they said, no, next time, probably on Saturday evening, we do something. No, we need to be more and more following Champaña's idea, no? That's the reason, first of all, thank you for what you do, because I think what you do is a prophetic service. It's a prophetic service in the Institute. Then do it, continue that. When you feel, yes, that is the line. Even if not everybody follows up that. Do it. It's prophetic. And prophetic in the church as well. Then first of all is to say thank you for that. Thank you for coming to share all that. And I'm supposed to be more encouraged after an assembly like this. And I will connect, as I said, we started in La Bala 207 years ago. And it's interesting because in the chapter, the motto was a new La Bala, un nuevo La Bala, because it was the 200th anniversary. Now, interesting, the chapter said, strengthen the global family. We are one family. When you see the big map, no, of all the things we have, all the provinces, we are one family. I tell always the young brothers, no, remember, brother, when you finish your novitiate and you make your vows, you don't say, I made the vows in my province, no, in the Institute. It's one institute. Provinces is an organization, even it's changing a lot now. One family. I think for lay people that is easy. When you know that you have to connect very well with many other countries, you are open to that. And also the brothers more and more. One family, and we are working strongly on that these last 7 years. What's the main call of the chapter? And then just a reminding of this, you remember the 5 calls, no? As a global charismatic family, to be a beacon of hope in this turbulent world. I always say it's very prophetic. I don't think so that 7 years ago, who was in that general chapter? Up your hand, please. I'm sure we were not thinking that 4 years later will come the pandemic, the post-pandemic, the wars, all that. I don't think so. But we said to be beacon of hope, faro de esperanza, in this turbulent world. I always say, good call. How do you nourish your beacon to have a good light? It's interesting that. Then the second, as you know, to be a face and hands of your tender mercy. It was talking more about the spirituality, and a very, very nice call. The third call was inspire our creativity to be bridge builders. Bridge builders. That's not an easy thing. In a world that the division is big, we need to be bridge builders. Even in our family, not easy sometimes. Even in our community, not easy sometimes. In our school, in our social work, important always. We will talk later, my second part will be to talk a little bit about the synod and about the synodal. So I was in that experience and I want to share something about that. But more and more we need to listen. And these 4 and 5 is your work directly. Very strong. To journey with children and young people living in the margins of life. It was the 4th call of the chapter. Or the 5th, to respond boldly to emerging needs. Excellent call. And as I said, we didn't think at that time what will happen the next years. And it's happening. Then, in all this, how good is our trying to move ahead? 4 years after, we made a good evaluation in the whole institute on these calls. I can tell you, the result was much bigger than I thought before. When they start giving ideas, yes, we are doing this, we open the social work, we organize that. Things are moving, thanks God. I hope in the next chapter, the evaluation will also give us a result of the 5 calls, but I am putting energy now in the 4th and 5th. Well, La Bala, 200 passed 7 years ago. Next year, in the chapter, the 200 years of starting to live in the Hermitage House. The Hermitage House. This year is the bicentenary of the first stone. They started the house a month ago, more or less, 2,000 years ago, in May. Then it's interesting. I will try to share some ideas that I shared with the provincials recently on this, because for me, I told them it's important. I said, the strength of the rock from the new La Bala to the new Hermitage. Sometimes thinking, can we think, what does it mean to make a new Hermitage? Not physically, the house is beautiful. Who has been at the Hermitage? Have you had? Who has been at the Hermitage? You know the house. But think of the Institute now, in the context we have now. If we should think, what does it mean to build a new Hermitage in the Institute, in our communities, in our schools? It's a good reflection. Take advantage of that. It's the bicentenary. Look at this photo. I asked Brother Ricky, who is in Syracuse, he's from Venezuela. I said, send me a photo or something about the Hermitage from the beginning. I sent him this photo of the year 1827. And he did this. Very nice. And I said, I want you to put strongly the rock. Because remember, it was the hill, and Champagne decided to cut all that with the brothers and then to build. So, when I said always, why Champagne started that house 7 years after we started as an institute? Year 21, vocational crisis. No novices. Probably one postulant only. Very few. Crisis. Was the fifth or fourth or fifth year of the institute. Remember the story? He prayed to Mary. He said, Mary, this is your work, this institute. If it disappears, it's your work. the special way he prayed to Mary. Well, some weeks later, 7 young people arrived. A story that you can read that. Interesting. That was in the year 22. Year 23, December, he started looking the land to buy a land for the house. And he says, oh, yes, close to the river, close to the hill. We need to cut a little bit that rock, but we will build there. Interesting. A house for more than 100 people as novitiate, and a house for the brothers to have a rest coming on the summertime and so on. People say, Champagne, are you crazy? After that crisis, now to make a house for more than 100? Why he did that? He had the capacity to look beyond, de regardeo de la, de olvidar a ley, de mirar más allá. And why? I think what enabled Marcelin to look beyond? I think the fact of listening to and following the intuitions that the Spirit was dictating to his heart. Because he always says, this is God's work, Mary's work, not mine. Big criticism. He moved ahead. I was meeting the formators in Marziana. We have a group 10 months now. At the beginning I told them just the joke. I said, oh, good. 18 brothers from many provinces to work for future vocations and vocation ministry in a moment still of crisis in the Institute about Marist brothers' vocation. I said, congratulations. You are crazy like Champagne as well. Están locos como Champagne. And they were laughing. I said, but follow the intuitions of the Spirit, please. And then, I think, at that same time, the confidence that all that was happening and being accomplished was not his own work, but the work of God and of man. With that said, this thing is moving. That is the reason in the general conference was done here in this room, in the halfway of the two chapters. Remember, there is a general conference. I had many other meetings of provincials, but it's 3 weeks meeting. But we invite all the provincials to share how is it moving the chapter and what is next. Then I ask them, try to look beyond. And after that, I said, what are your intuitions for the future? Connecting with the chapter. They said, let's strengthen the spirituality. In these last 3-4 years before the chapter. Now is 1 year, 2 months and a half, attention. How to really continue caring for the Marist vocations of brothers and lay people. And also the co-responsibility. You can see here, the co-responsibility is very evident. Brothers and lay people trying to move together. Then, how can we continue responding to the emerging needs? Very important. Then how can we continue strengthening the global family? Network of solidarity, network of schools, network of university, etc., etc., etc. And something new came strongly. Probably it's a moment to reorganize many things in the institute, to reconfigure. And it's moving now, strongly. Probably some places they said, yes, 2, 3 provinces, we have to become one. No, we have to link more our schools like Brazil did, and so on. Different ways to think of the future, to look beyond. No? But I want to insist that it came, this aspect. And we need to continue pushing. And that is a lot of your job, what you do. No? How was Marcelin able to listen to God's voice and feel strengthened by it, especially in the most critical moments? Criticized by a lot of people, even by his companions. I suppose because a first and a strong fundamental pillar that Champagne has left us is the theme of spirituality. I will mention three. Spirituality is the first. In my circular 2.5 years ago, I said, I think at the moment, I believe that our rebirth as an institute and its future will depend a lot on the concrete commitment of each of us to be serious about how our interior and spiritual lives are going. And not only that, added to this is our commitment to encourage one another in this process so that we can speak of a common effort and not just an individual one. We need to do it together. No, I will do my personal prayer, but come to the moment we are together. No, I pray alone. No, we need to share more about the gospel, about our journey, and so on. No? This is, I think, one, when I tell the provincials, if we do the new Hermitage, what is the fundament we need? This is the year of the fundament. What's the rock? What is the rock we need as an institute now? I said, first point, spirituality. I think, it's my intuition. I will ask after you, what do you think? Second point, another crucial foundation is the care for life. The care for life. We are more and more growing with structures, with things, with activities. Do you care for your life? Do you care for the life of those living with you? For those who are in the school or the social work where you are? It's a key point. To really generate life, we need to do that. I think it's another strong thing. Care for the people we have already in the institute. Care for those that we give a service as well. That's another idea, I think. And then, you remember in Homes of Light, in my circular, I said something about that. I said, how do you live the Marist spirit with the Marist virtues we have? No? You can feel immediately, for instance, use this assembly, the family spirit we feel immediately. The way to greet one another, the way we share. It's a family. And it comes from the beginning, from Champagne. Second, how do you care for the elderly brothers and lay people, certainly? Or how do you care for those of middle-aged brothers? We need to care for them. They have very, very many activities. Care for them. Sometimes the biggest crises are at this age. Or we look at the younger generations. We still have, thanks God, about 80 novices, about 100 postulants, about 160 scholastics or post-novices in the formation house. It's a blessing. How do we care for them? Sometimes they finish the formation, come to our communities, and brothers don't care for them. And we lose some of them because of that. If it's for other reasons, okay, no problem. But at least try to do our part. No? And then, how do you care for the lay people with whom we share life and mission as well? I tell the brothers, don't think now, yes, I will give the word to the lay people. They have to work more than me. No, care for them as well. Try to do things correctly. Well, in particular, I put all that. And then I put always a little, this example, and I said, living community as an experience more than as a place. Community is not the timetable only. It's the connection. It's the way we share with the others. We know each other. Normally I put this example, no? I said in Spanish and English, the word home starts with this H, no? Because I said we need really our communities to be a home, your families to be a home, not just a house. There is another word with H as well, hotel. I said, I don't want communities hotel. I want homes. And homes of light. But finally people say, look the way they live. They share, they pray. Homes of light. But some places I said, it's a hotel. Where is the brother? I don't know. He left today. He will come probably at the end of Sunday. And where did he go? I don't know. You don't know. Or someone arrived late, instead to arrive at, I don't know, 2 o'clock for lunch, he arrives 3. And you are going outside to have your, and he arrives, hello, okay, eat alone, because I have to walk now. No, don't go to work, come and sit with him. Why he arrived late? Probably for something. No, he should be here at 2. He's late, eat alone. Okay, it's a hotel. Like in a hotel, no? A hotel? Who is your neighbor? Doesn't matter. No, we need homes. We need homes. I insisted on that. Anyway, just to connect that part. I insisted on how do we care for our common home. Important, that's one of your areas. Important to continue. The Pope Francis insists on this. We are as an institute moving more and more. Okay. And then the third one, I think a third fundamental point for the fundamental aspect is the attention to the most needed children and young people. I think so. We have a big mission now. 603 schools, 160 more or less social works. We are in 25 or 30 universities. Many activities, true. The question is, do we really give attention to the most vulnerable? I think my intuition, for the future, for the new Hermitage, to have a future as an institute, spirituality, care for life, to promote more vocations, and the care for the most needed. I think is a key point for the future. I will speak later after the synod story, some sentences about the poor that the church is saying now. Very interesting. That will be the last part. By the way, I will pass you this the PDF of these slides, like this you can have all the text, no need to start copying. Okay? Well, with that said, some questions. What does it mean for us today to live a replica of that building experience on the part of Marcelin and the first brother? I put an example, I say, he was cutting the rock, and then with those rocks, he was building the walls as a block. You have seen that at the Hermitage. I say sometimes, what do we need to cut of things that we are living or doing that are not correct? Cut them. You will continue wanting to do that, but cut that. And then make a wall from that energy. Interesting. What do we need as an institute? To cut, to stop, to really build a new wall. It's an example that I want to share. No? Or also the idea of on which strong rock should I personally stand? Think personally. Not only for the others, for you. And the Hermitage, a cradle of solidarity. What is that telling me in a bicentenary? On which rock should we build the foundation of our life and mission today? That's the question.